gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Racing Podcast. We will be talking about Pogs.
Pogs are good.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. Marbles, Tiddlywinks. Anything but racing.
Pogs seem more likely than marbles.
We would like to welcome you to the Slovakiaring. With me, as always, is Mike, Mr. Modrade Magus, and the future of times past, Travis Wells.
I do miss Pogs.
I like the fact that both me and Travis do not know the results of this race, so everything is a complete surprise.
I know what it is because I've watched this race 17 times.
Oh, well then Byron is the spoiled one for a
I had
change.
a lot of time on my hands. But
Whoa!
no one wants to
Johnny the
commentate
Peach
anymore.
is exploring the track.
He did. Might have had a heart attack right there on stage.
Your boy Zerai Garunian in second place here in the Hyundai.
The gun runner.
Good to see that Martin has got the manufacturers up there. There's a big chunk of Audis there from like 6th place down to 10th. That's interesting.
Does that make them just good enough to not be quite that good?
I guess. Although Honda is struggling. 18th, 20th, and 21st. That's not good.
I know all of these except for the funny looking triangle ones. I'm assuming that's the new Chinese car.
No, the triangle is Cupras. They're basically Seats.
Oh, Seat. Okay.
And then the new looking, it's the Lincoln Co's are the Chinese / Volvo.
Ah, there it is.
The blue cars there down in the order. They're pretty easy to tell out because they got that cyan blue all the time. So it is Pavel Mukonian from Zerai Garunian, all Russian front row, or all Slavic front row, pardon me. Christoph Verstappen, your new teammate in 3rd place, ahead of Yevgeny Lazarenko. Very Russian-heavy top of the order. Wesley Stokes, Simeon Naku, Jeff Wentworth, Martin Edmonds, Johnny Major, and Jake Keckley. I'm not familiar with him. That is the top 10.
Dude, he races in literally everything we do commentary on.
I don't think that's
you had
the
an
case.
aneurysm?
I've never seen him.
What?
I don't think that's the case.
I mean, I don't.
Almost
pay
as if I
attention.
made that up.
So everyone is joining the grid here at the Slovakiaring. Actually, I really like this track. I was very disappointed that I didn't get to race here in the WTCRs.
Well, I mean, you did have that court appearance.
I was at soccer. Thank you very much.
I was at soccer, and that's what my PO has on his form.
I see that we have a lot of duplicate liveries. That's going to be a little confusing, but hopefully not too much of a problem.
I'm just going to say blue car a lot.
Yeah. All Hyundai front row. So that'll be interesting to see how the Hyundais do. A couple other Hyundais placed higher up. Like we said, the Hondas and the Lincoln Co's didn't do very well in qualifying. Not too many Alfa Romeos out there, and I didn't see any Volkswagens. Did you, Travis?
No.
No Volkswagens.
None.
That's a little bit weird. No V-dubs. All right, we
That's
ride
because
on
everybody
board.
wants to drive the Gumpert.
We
Green
ride
light.
on board with another Belgian, Christoph Verstappen, and we got some blinking cars, but we are off to a relatively safe start.
Well, it's a wide track. You could fit.
It is
the
a
whole
very
field
it is a
side by
very
side.
wide track. Yeah, there's really no excuse to having a tremendous amount of contact. Man, there is a lot of blinking going on though.
Oh,
In fact,
man,
the lead cars are invisible. That's a bit interesting. Pavel Mukonian's off to the lead in the Cupra.
Somebody's off into the dirt in the back.
Could be
A lot of
22
blinking going on. And Simeon Naku's got a good start, but it's quickly become bad.
Oh, should have hit the gas.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he is off the track. Wesley Stokes, 4th place, doing pretty well. Relegated there by Yevgeny Lazarenko. Yevgeny in the Cupra. I do like the Cupra. That's I would have been racing the Honda because they have this Eastern European beverage company as one of the sponsors that's just called Hell Energy. And I couldn't resist.
Is it a Supra Cupra?
Might be.
Supra Cupra.
So-
Na, 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 na.
I think we got the blinking subsided, so I can give a quick rundown of the standings. Mukonian leads from Garunian, Verstappen. Martin Edmonds is up into 4th in the Audi. Yevgeny Lazarenko, Wesley Stokes, Johnny Major, Jake Keckley, Jeff Wentworth, and Paul Dark, who is back after a long time away. So that's nice to see him out there.
Is you saying that he might have gone dark?
Might have gone dark, yes. Andy Blade in 11th place, now up to 10th, battling with Paul Dark there. Hyundai versus Lincoln Co. We'll say the Hyundais have probably the best liveries. I really like that red, blue, and kind of gray they got going there.
And we've got blue car leading other blue car, slightly ahead of slightly red car with blue car by.
Right on board with the Audi of Johnny Major doing really well up in 9th place, the Academy driver. Having a fantastic time here.
Right.
Looks like we may have lost David Walsh. He's way behind everybody else, so I'm suspecting problems for Mr. Walsh.
Any relation to Joe Walsh?
I don't think so. But it could be the case. You never know.
Because that might explain a few things.
Might explain a lot of things.
Joe Walsh is an interesting cat.
Me amo, yeah!
Indeed, Yef Hentworth.
Jeff Hentworth on the tail of his
Vindrup.
pseudo-teammate, Jake Keckley. Alexander Samardzik putting the pressure on. That is Richard Higgs in the Hyundai up ahead of him. And up ahead of them is another Hyundai of Andy Blade.
He's at least 2 positions ahead of where he should be.
That's true. That's true. These are some very short races, so time is of the essence to climb yourself forward, and it will punish you for mistakes pretty hard. Samardzik down the inside of Richard Higgs. A nice move. Very clean. Into 12th position there for the Serbian driver. In the, not the only Alfa Romeo. We got Johnny Young also out there in an Alfa Romeo down in 15th position. Looks like looks like we've lost at some point Jake Keckley dropping through the order. So it looks like he is the Audi that came to a bit of an abrupt stop there, and that's promoted Jeff Wentworth to 7th ahead of Johnny Major, Paul Dark, and Andy Blade up into the top 10.
Andy Blade in the top 10, clearly cheating.
Obviously the case.
The race stewards look into his packet traffic.
It is Cupra versus Hyundai at the front of the pack, though, with Pavel Mukonian leading from Zaragarani. An interesting, no Darren King, no Mike Stopp in the leader there. That's it's a bit interesting. There is Andy Blade in the BRC Hyundai and Lukoil Racing Team entry.
Any names, bruh?
I need more hyphenations and at least twice as long.
There are no hyphens in there.
I need half the vowels and twice the hyphens.
Twice 0 is still 0. I hate to tell you.
Shut up!
Heading through the final corner here. Interesting camera view. Martin's in the race, so interesting that we're getting to kind of the specialty camera views. Unless somebody else handled the recording of this particular race, I do not know. Zarai Garunian still trying to get up onto Russian Pavel Koinin. Russia versus Ukraine in an international race at the front of the pack. This is blasphemy.
I'm into it.
Evgeny Lazarenko putting the pressure on Martin Edmonds. A bit of an old school rivalry here between the two.
Hip check.
And yeah, Evgeny gets through there nicely. Good move by the Cupra driver up into 4th. So it's Cupra, Hyundai, Cupra in the top 4. Not exactly the cars that you would think of as particularly great race cars, but doing a good job so far. Honda's still struggling. Wagner Bittencourt is their highest ranking driver in 14th position. 14th position. I'm correct.
No, incorrect. It is obviously Richard Nixon.
Looks like we've also lost Noel Robbins at some point. He appears to be out of the race. And Alexander Samardzik is now at the back. So not good news for the Serbian.
Falling quick.
Wesley Stokes putting the pressure on Martin Edmonds. He's looking to replicate what we saw Yevgeny Lazarenko do, and right behind them is the Audi of Jeff Wentworth. If Wesley can get up in the top 5, that would be 3 Hyundais in the top 5. Travis, have you done any extensive testing of the WTCR cars? Do you have any thoughts as to who the BOP favors, who the BOP doesn't favor?
I don't know. I wish I had, because I used to really enjoy them, and then I tried out some new settings with my wheel, and now the front wheel drives just act very funky. I need to figure that out and create a new profile so I can have like a front wheel drive profile and then a rear wheel drive profile.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about that mid-wheel drive? I mean, when we get the electric cars with 6 wheels.
But I've heard the Hyundais are a little unbalanced. I don't know if that's true though, as I haven't done testing, but that's what I hear.
Well, that sounds like something. Unbalanced sounds like right up your alley.
Let's say the Hyundais appear to be doing pretty damn well, as all but one of them are in the top 10, and the only one that isn't is Rahal Garin, who is, of course, a Division 3 driver, so I would say that these results might support that supposition. They are pretty powerful in real life, but I do kind of more attribute that to Hyundai having like the touring car dream team of drivers, frankly, with guys like Nicholas, Ivan Muller's been in the Hyundai, Gabriele Tarquini. They've been the destination for like the legends of touring car racing so far in the brief history of WTCR. Of course, we have 2018 and 2019 cars out here. I'm not sure if there's any imbalances between the two, to be honest.
I don't know. I know they bumped the 18s up to the same physics, but I don't know if that entails like the actual like chassis are now the 19s, just the 18 bodies. I don't know. Don't know what it changed. Like I don't know if they have the same power and weight and all that. I'm assuming they would.
I would imagine so. Difference. Yeah, there wasn't a huge change between the 2 years in real life. The only ones I can think is the Hyundai did get a more streamlined body. I imagine it's more aerodynamically efficient if you compare Wesley Stokes' car to say Christoph Verstappen's car. That'd be the 18-19 comparison.
Wesley Stokes currently asking the really big questions, like, why Mueller?
Paul Dark is putting the pressure on Johnny Major. He's down the inside of the Audi if he can convert here. There are a lot of overtaking areas on Slovakiaring, but they're not the easiest to take advantage of.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
Little over 5 minutes to go. 5 3/4 minutes to go.
Is this where everybody starts going in the pits and getting fuel and tires?
No, there should be no pit stops in a 15-minute race.
What? I need 15-minute race, 3 pit stop minimum.
Wesley Stokes ganging a little bit, it looks like, on Martin Edmonds. He's within a second of him, so he's definitely got striking distance there. And he's got Jeff Wentworth behind him. Paul Dark going down the inside of Johnny Major. Actually, Johnny Major's car. I like that livery from the front. And Paul Dark is going to convert and move into 11th position there for the Australian over the American RG1 buddy, Johnny Major.
Juanito tried to track down the Paolo Darque.
Behind them it is Simeon Naku, Rahal Garin, Johnny Young, Bo Stampert. Bo's back. Wagner Bittencourt, and newcomer Charlie Harrelson, also known as Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by Bo. He had that off in turn 1. I'm pretty sure that was him that we saw off in the all the way in the sand trap and up to 16th in a short race. Doing a great job.
He's gotten back past Wagner Bittencourt, Charles Harrison, John Picha, and Wayne Medeiros. I believe the other 3 cars are retired, that being Samardzik, Robbins, and Walsh.
Charles, don't call me Woody Harrelson.
What's that? It's like a truck. Samardzik?
Yes. It's like the new drug.
Actually, you want to have fun, just get Martin to try to pronounce his name. It's hilarious.
Ask your doctor if Samardzik is right for you.
That's going to be one of our new sponsors from now on.
We're not going to tell you what it does. We're just going to tell you it works.
Cures everything.
I'm going to tell you the side effects.
I would recommend everybody go onto YouTube's and track down. I want to say Chris Martin. That's not right. Steve Martin comedy thing called Side Effects. It's just this.
God.
So funny. It's like 2, 3, 4 minutes of reading out random side effects for this drug that's supposed to cure back pain.
That is one of the best like skits,
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call it.
It was
that I've ever
originally an
seen.
article that he wrote for the New Yorker, and then he collected all the New Yorker articles and did them as an audiobook.
Sounds very
Which
interesting.
So
I
great,
possess.
just watching him do it, just running through them so fast and just right off the top of his head. It's God, he was good. Is good, was good, whatever.
We are down to the under 3 minutes remaining in this race. Mekonian, pretty solid up front ahead of Garunian. No one's really rocking away with it, to be honest. You have to go down to about 17th place to find a 10-second gap. So everyone is relatively close together still. The only exceptions being Bittencourt and Harrelson, who are kind of well off the back there, and Wayne Medeiros is at the back. I understand that he has some serious connection issues in this race, so that might be part of the Brazilian's problem.
Serious connection issues often turn into hilarious connection issues when I'm doing commentary.
He was definitely one of the blinkers earlier in the race, that's for sure. Wesley Stokes still running in a solid 6th place. Wesley's getting a nice recovery run here. He's had a bit of a rough patch of results lately, and this 6th place may go a long way to rebuilding the race-winning prestige that he once held.
Perhaps he should stop doing mushrooms an hour before race time.
Oh, that was my joke in the League of Legends game before you popped on. Me and one of my teammates who were actually doing well, and the other 3 guys were feeding like hell. Were debating whether our team was on mushrooms, weed, or LSD. It was pretty fun.
I'm gonna go with Cheetos.
Cheetos with weed?
No, just Cheetos. They're
Just
probably
Cheetos.
ODing on corn.
Interesting. So we got a really good battle here for 5th place. Martin Edmonds, Wesley Stokes, and Jeff Wentworth. Who is your money on? Travis and Byron.
I'm gonna go with Jeff Foxworthy. I mean, no, that's not. Sorry, what was the question?
Who you got in this 3-way battle?
Oh, well, I mean, Simeon's pretty attractive. I'll take him in a 3-way.
Simeon putting the pressure on Johnny Major, and up ahead of him is Paul Dark. Behind them is Rochelle Garing, kind of on her own. They're pretty clear of John Young and not really particularly close to this battle right now. Bo Stamper, Wagner Bittencourt, Charles Harrelson, John Peach, and Wayne Medeiros rounding off the field at the moment. Jeff Wentworth still putting the pressure on Wesley Stokes, trying to find a way up into the top 5. Jeff Wentworth is a relatively new face to the grid, but doing very, very well. Seems like a very competent, very clean driver. It's good to have.
I appreciate that Travis didn't try and follow my 3-way joke. It just would have been awkward.
I think he's forgotten that he has push to talk.
That's possible.
Nope. I just have it on. That way I don't forget.
That is a good call.
I see.
This race brought to you by Weasel Squeezing Incorporated. With our new flavor, motor oil.
Someone asked the other day, we were talking about drivers in cars, if the driver in the car matters to you. Travis, do you have any? Does that play any role in what cars you pick?
No. I only if it's like someone that I recognize.
Well, obviously.
Like Dave from down the street.
Dave,
But mostly it's just whatever car I like, and then whatever paint scheme I like.
well, Pavel Mekonian has taken home the victory from Garunian and Verstappen. I think that's Verstappen's first ESR podium, so congratulations to him. Hats off. Solid run ahead of Lazarenko, Edmonds, Stokes, Wentworth, Blade, Keckley, Higgs, Dark, Major, Naku, Garin coming across the line in 14th position ahead of Johnny Young, one of my ACC rivals. And then it is going to be Bo Stamper, Wagner Bittencourt, Charles Harrelson, John Picha, and Wayne Medeiros. So we have 20 cars make it to the end. What's the reverse grid on this? Do you know, Travis? Because if I'm not mistaken, you're in this series.
Nope. This is
Oh,
a
you're not.
weeknight
Okay.
series. I'm out of that. I thought it was
think
top
it's
8.
top
but I feel
8.
like last time I watched one of these, I thought it was more.
Okay, well, if it's
I thought
Andy,
it was
if it's
8.
Andy Blade on pole, then we know it's top 8.
And the race is screwed.
He's going to put everybody in the wall. He's just going to pull a giant brakey and everybody's going to slam into the wall.
Ah, the classic all-inkle.
Oh,
well,
God!
that might be why Wayne Medeiros was so far back.
Oh my!
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't understand. He should be able to be. He should be first. He's saving all that weight.
Frederico's Vanger would find a.
You just got to get it up on that back wheel and just give her.
Man, I hate we missed that. Looks like it was exciting.
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Ripped off the entire front end of the car. Fastest lap to Gurunian, but victory to Maconian, and we head into race number 2. We don't know who's going to be on pole, but we think it'll be Andy Blade. We'll find out. I'm going to bet money on Jeff Wentworth here in race 2 if he is starting on the front row. Yep, looks like Andy Blade at the front. Andy Blade and Jeff Wentworth. Ignore the Bo Stamper quote on pole. I believe he's in the pit lane. And they are off. A little bit of blinking once again. That, I think, is Zerai Gurunian having some serious connection issues. So that is something to keep an eye on. But Andy Blade has retained the lead over Jeff Wentworth heading into the first corner. Wesley Stokes is in the mix there. Andy, actually, he's got a pretty nice lead there. About a half car length over Wentworth, so he's in good shape. Martin Edmonds up to 4th, doing pretty well. Race 1 winner Pavel Maconian is up into 6th position with Gurunian in 5th, so they're having a good run as well. Looks like Bo has joined the race, so he started from the pit lane by the looks of it. Only 21 cars. Looks like we've lost Samardzik. No, Samardzik there. We've lost Walsh and Robbins, I think. Unless someone sees Noel Robbins' name in there somewhere and I'm missing it.
Don't see him.
So it looks like, yeah, Dave Walsh and Noel Robbins, who DNF'd race 1, are not big.
Oh!
Somebody went off horribly.
Jesus. Somebody hit light speed.
Looks like that was Samardzik, because he is dropping like a stone. Or perhaps Gurunian. Yeah, you're right. Good eye, Byron. So Zerai Gurunian off. The runner-up
gun run at a track.
So it's Blade, Wentworth, Stokes, Edmonds, Maconian, Lazarenko, Keckley, Verstreppen, Niku, and Young, your top 10. Hey, an Alfa Romeo in the top 10.
Top kick.
Zabetha Romeo.
It is more eagle in the glove compartment.
It does definitely win on the eagle quotient.
Most eagle possible.
Looks like Stokes got a good run there.
Stokes has got a pretty good run here on Jeff Wentworth. He did finish ahead of him in race 1, so he's got pace to do this. Can he get the job? Oh, he's got a hell of a run. Jesus Christ. That Hyundai is showing the Audi who's boss right now. Trying to get up there and make it a Hyundai 1-2. I think he's got it. No.
Come on.
Good work by Wentworth. In
Do you want to play it off, man?
The background, Byron, you got to be enjoying that shot of cars just disappearing around the corner.
Pretty much. It's pretty funny.
In the meantime, you can see Maconian in the DHL car. He is up to 4th, having gotten his way past Martin Edmonds. Gonna be a little bit confusing because there's 2 different DHL cars. One is a Honda, one is a Cupra. That's gonna be a bit weird.
Is there a Cupra?
Probably. They should really consider that as their next model. You should write into them on that.
Should. Dear
Now,
marketing
is
department.
that the 18 Cupra?
So that's the 19 Cupra.
That's
The car with that livery is the 18 Honda. It's the same driver. It's Tom Coronel in both cars, but he switched brands between seasons.
How does he drive 2 cars at once?
It's 2 different years.
That's not possible. You can't be. So he drives 2 different cars in 2 different timelines. What is this? The Marvel universe?
Tom Coronel is a driver I used to really, really like. And there's the move for 3rd place by Maconian, so he's coming through the grid, having taken the spot off of Andy Blade, who has gone from 1st to 4th in a relatively short period of time. 13th place is calling you, Andy.
2 corners.
Tom Coronel is used to be a favorite driver of mine, but then I realized that someone in ESR had him as a favorite driver, and that person's not in ESR anymore. He is he who shall not be named. Wesley Stokes trying to get in the lead because you probably want to get a car between you and Pavel Bukonin. I'm just saying that right now because he's been making pretty short work of everybody.
Oh, I thought Pavel was the guy we were not supposed to do.
No, that's not him.
Oh, my bad.
Christoph Verstappen up into the top 5, so another solid potential run for the Belgian driver.
Wait, is it Hitler that we're not supposed to name?
He's worse than Hitler in some ways.
That was going to be the follow-up joke, yes. I was about to say we could say Hitler, but not the other one.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks for ruining everything.
More free to say Hitler. One of the Lincoln Co. cars just literally disappeared in the background there. Probably Wayne Medeiros, if I had to guess. Andy Blade looking to try to get back onto the podium against Wesley Stokes. He has got Verstappen and then Martin Edmonds for company. Once again, very Hyundai heavy at the front, but it is an Audi, and Jeff Wentworth leading the way.
He's going to verstrip you of the title.
Could be the case. Looks like problems for Alexander Samardzik. He's dropping back once again. So Samardzik showing good pace in an Alpha, but not great car control.
You might want to look into like using tires and brakes and stuff.
Yeah. We ride on board with Pavel Bukonin. Where is Jeff Wentworth's car? There it is.
It's so far ahead you wouldn't believe.
He's definitely not. He's behind him now. Oh, that's not It's not Tom Cornell's car. That's Aurelian Panis's car. Interesting. It's Cornell driving.
Sir, you can't say that word.
What, Aurelian Panis?
Sir, this is children could be watching. We don't talk about organs and stuff like that.
It's not an organ.
Sir,
it's the son of a former Formula One driver who happened to win the 1996 Monaco Grand Prix.
I'm gonna kick you in the penis.
Whoa!
Hello, Shirley.
Aggressive move by Mr. Verstappen. He was going for 2. He was trying to get past both Andy Blade and Wesley Stokes. Didn't end up getting past either of them as a result.
But it is a proper touring car race now.
It is a touring car race. First, we ride on board with Verstappen. That is Martin Edmonds in the background in the black, white, and red car.
Hello.
Black, yellow, and red. I said white there.
Oh, no.
No! Verstappen is off the track. That's terrible news for the Belgian driver.
Christoph, the paint stripper, Verstappen.
He rejoins behind Richard Higgs in 12th position.
Yeah, wow. Dropped 7. Is that what I was trying to say?
But that might have been what you were trying to say, yes.
I'm tired, man.
There is Martin Edmonds, followed by Yevgeny Lazarenko. And then it is Simeonaku, Jake Keckley. Johnny Young doing well. I would say Keckley, but Keekley is also possible.
There's no accent.
It's a Luke Keekley.
Luke Keekley, yes.
If you're tired, just do what I do. Add some
caffeine
in your boots.
Johnny Young was out there in the sand a little bit there in the Alpha.
It's me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Looks like everybody is still running. Bo Stamper has overtaken Wayne Medeiros, so he's no longer in last position. Charlie Harrison is next on his list. Richard Higgs trying to get past Johnny Major. Nothing doing as of yet. These front-wheel drive cars really seem to suit Richard Higgs.
Little Higgs, let me in.
Now he just needs to find a way to get a crap racing skin.
There you go.
And behind them is Verstappen, who should be a little bit faster. He was, of course, running in 5th before his mistake. Now down in 12th place with Richard Higgs and Johnny Major and John Young and Keckley. Really, actually, it's still a pretty tight field. It's very closely grouped, with the exception of basically Wayne Medeiros, who's a fair ways off the back. Looks like Zarai Garunian has gotten past Rachel Guerin further down into 14th position. So it'll be interesting to see how Garunian can make his recovery after his earlier problems.
Edmonds going the long way.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Andy Blade is going to say, yeah, I'm going to save that up, buddy. And
I do like the aggressive tireless wheelies.
Indeed.
Make it sounds like, oh, I'm gonna get
Is the Audi the only non-hatchback in this particular class, actually?
Actually, I believe it's a hatch front.
Definitely not that case. Because I believe the Audi is the only one of these that is a saloon car.
Well, I'm in favor of saloons.
Somewhere along the line, Jeff Whitworth has really lost the back of Pavel Makonian, so it looks like the Russian will probably take a second race victory here. Although, 5.5 minutes to go, things can still happen. Things are still pretty tight. You can see that. We got a long line of cars still in the mix here. Martin Edmonds looking down the inside of Andy Blade. Can he get the job done this time? I think he can.
And with that shove.
Little hip check opens the door for Yevgeny Lazarenko.
Double hip check.
Double hipped.
You need a double hip replacement, sir.
Blade fighting back.
Andy fights back and puts Yevgeny behind him once again. These two have had many battles on the stewarding office. Now taking it to the track. And looks like problems for John Picha and also Charlie Harrelson. They've dropped behind Wayne Medeiros to the back of the pack. I wonder what has happened to the Peach.
Narcotics.
Lazarenko has he got the job done this time? Looks like he does. It's the inside of the next turn. I do like that Cupra logo, it should be mentioned. That's very cool.
Did they change it? What happened with Seat? Is it not like Cupra is the only thing they make now, right?
Well, Cupra is now its own separate performance brand.
Ah, that's what it was. Okay. I knew it was separated somehow now.
Seat still makes the Leon, I do believe, and the Ibiza, whatever the heck Rene Munich's team runs in World Rallycross. That's a Seat.
Tiny one.
Yeah. You know what? It's kind of big for a World Rallycross car, actually.
And I thought that was their smallest car. The Ibiza. It used to be. That used to
you
be like
could
their
completely
tiny
be
economy car.
Yeah, you could be completely correct. Like, it should be mentioned, I've only ever seen an Ibiza in a World Rallycross race, and it could just be that it's big compared to those cars. But it seems big compared to those cars.
Ford used to use the Fiesta.
The Fiesta is still used there, as well as the Ford Focus.
What are they called? Not the super class. I don't follow World Rallycross. It's
Supercars. No, there are still Fords in the supercar. Yeah, the highest class is the supercars.
Yeah. That's where the Focus runs.
Verstappen's now into. Oh no, they run both the Fiesta and the Focus.
Oh, I thought the Fiesta was now the lower class car, like the spec class or whatever.
It does appear in the lower class, but it also appears in the upper class. Mark Higgins, for example, ran a Fiesta in the last round. And you should get into World Rallycross. I think you'd like it. It's really good.
Oh, I like watching the highlights. Just the races are too short to really enjoy.
I don't know. I enjoy it. It's very different from other forms of racing, which makes it a nice.
It's like the baseball of racing. There's a lot of action for a very short period of time, and then a lot of waiting.
Yeah, well, this season at least there's some competitiveness going on, because last season was kind of boring with the Volkswagen team just absolutely kicking the shit out of everybody.
I only like trophy truck racing.
That would make sense. You should check out the Robbie Gordon trucks. Those, I think, would be up your alley.
Giggity.
They have ridiculous suspension. They lean real over, if you know what I'm saying.
Indeed,
it's
I
a
do.
dated reference, but do they make your feet hot?
Mm-hmm.
I do not understand this reference.
Oh, hang on. Wesley's going for second place here against Jeff Wentworth. Can he get the job done? He is holding a tighter line, but it looks like the Audi is going to hold off the Hyundai for the time being. Martin Edmonds, Yevgeny Lazarenko, Andy Blade, Simeon Naku, Jake Keckley, Jonathan Young. Oh, no. Hang on. Someone's bouncing around there with a possible leg issue.
Here we go. Down into one.
Down into one. Can Stokes get the job done? Nope. That's the Audi keeps him behind for the time being.
He wasn't stoked up high enough.
He wasn't stoked. He needed to stoke more, man. He needs more coal.
Gotta stoke that fire.
Anyone surprising you at the moment there, Travis? Putting on a good show that you weren't expecting from them.
I mean, Andy Blade is still 6th.
No. He started on pole and he finished 8th in race 1. So it's not like it's clear that Andy has some pace today.
But other than that, I mean, I'm just enjoying the racing. I like this triple sprint
format.
Give me words. Format, yeah. It keeps everything tight. Very interesting. I'm loving it.
But what if they upgraded it to a 5-mat?
Oh, Jeff Whitworth got a little bit wide there. It's opened the door for Wesley to get a run, maybe. This could be the final lap.
I think it will be. They crossed the line in like a minute 36 or 37.
Yeah, I suspect it would, because there's the leader just up ahead. You got a glimpse of Pavel Bukonian. I don't think they'll find... Oh, Wentworth off!
Wentworth.
No, Edmonds is through. Lazarenko is through. Blade is through. Simeon Naku is coming through. Terrible news for Jeff Wentworth, who will drop back down to 7th for a second consecutive race.
Wentworth went wrong.
Looks like we might have an all Audi front row for the next race, though, with Jake Keckley and Jeff Wentworth on the front positions. But they're still dealing with Simeon Naku. Well, Simeon's also an Audi, so I think we're definitely... Oh, Martin Edmonds somehow snuck past Wesley Stoke.
Wow.
Martin Edmonds with the late charge to second place.
$20 to Wesley Stokes. Well done, sir.
Indeed, Wesley with a solid podium ahead of Yevgeny Lazarenko, Andy Blade, Simeon Naku, Jeff Wentworth, Jake Keckley, Christopher Streppin, Johnny Major. Then it is Richard Higgs, Zarai Garunian, Jonathan Young, Rochelle Guerin, Wagner Bittencourt, Paul Dark down in 16th place. Wonder what happened to him. Ahead of fellow Lincoln Co. car Wayne Medeiros and Bo Stemper. They are crossing the line now. Field being rounded up by John Picha. A really disappointing run for Alexander Samardzik down in 20th place. And Charlie Harrelson bringing up the back.
Shouldn't it be
tell you what,
Samardzik?
Christoph letting me down here.
He had a good run outside of that. He had a nice recovery after
It's
going
gonna be
off the track.
frustrating though, finishing 9th.
Yeah, it's true, because you just missed out on pole. Yeah.
Tough.
Can Audi get themselves a victory? They've got the top 3 spots on the grid for race 2. Or race number 3, pardon me. As it will be Keckley, Wentworth, and Naku leading the way.
The big kick.
I think this is Wentworth's second front row start in a row. I think he was on the front row also for race 2. Fastest lap and race win for Pavel Mukonian. Jesus Christ, by a long shot. Like a second and a half.
Yeah, I wonder what happened from the first to the second race. A lot of people in the 9s.
Yeah, your boy Christopher Streppin was the only other one to get in the 9.
Wow.
Shame he made that mistake. Probably had a podium in him if he didn't. And they are off here for the third and final race of the day. We ride with Simeon Naku, who starts from P3 and is looking to split the difference between the other two Audis of Jeff Wentworth and Jake Keckley, who both got off to a pretty bad start. I think Simeon might actually be able to take the lead here in the first corner. Can he get the job done? He can! I think Simeon's in the lead. Oh, that was one of the Coopers. One of the Coopers. I think Yevgeny Lazarenko had a little bit of a moment there. And it is actually Jake Keckley who's going to retain the lead against Simeon Naku, Jeff Wentworth. Mukonian's up to 4th already. Can you guys make this a little hard for him?
My God.
He's going to have 5 ponies in the back seat for the next race.
Jesus Christ. He is cutting through the field. Just ridiculous.
Where is Stockmill when you need him?
Well, we'll be covering Stop Mill next. We got 3D Speed up on deck. We ride on board with the aforementioned Russian Pavel Bukonian. Looking to get down. Is he going to try and take both of them?
I don't know. Wentworth, everybody likes to stay tight there, man. I find that corner works better with the wide line and tuck it in at the end. It's a lot better runoff.
Indeed. Andy Blade, 6th place. Having a pretty good solid outing. He's right behind Martin Edmonds. And,
vehicles.
No one outside of Mukonian really made a great start. I was just kind of looking down, seeing if anyone else had jumped up, but not really the case. Maconian looking to get down the inside of Wentworth now. In the meantime, Simeon Naku is challenging Jake Keckley for the lead. And that is third place for Maconian already. So, yeah, Maconian is on the charge, guys.
Dun-dun.
It's not even been one lap, and he's up to third place.
Dun 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 dun.
Can Simeon get the lead here? Oh, the Moldovan flag is in the front. Nope, Keckley fighting back. Fantastic job getting a little bit of blinkage going on there. Your boy Verstappen has slipped back to 12th again. So he's not having the greatest of times. And it looks like we've lost Alexander Samardzik from the race. He is either really, really far behind or he's out of the race. I mean, these are the two choices.
I vote that we have them all killed.
Andy Blade versus Martin Edmonds battle for 5th position with Wesley Stokes directly behind them. And there is a blinking Hyundai of... That's Garunian, I think, that is blinking in and out of existence. So Garunian's got the Romulan cloaking device this round. And it looks like Andy Blade got the job done as well as potentially Wesley Stokes. Where is... There he is. Never mind. Martin is down the inside again and back up into 5th for the time being. Some close battling going on here between the Audi and the two Hyundais there. With Garunian and Lazarenko right behind them.
Every time your tires go super squealy, Jurgen Walby cries a single tear.
Jurgen Walby is an amazingly smooth individual, sir.
Smooth.
Taught me how to get like I think it was actually at this track when we were doing the GT3 Invitational with Redline Motorsports. Jurgen actually was helping me out with my tire wear problems, and he managed to get me like an extra 5 laps on a set of tires. It's pretty good.
Very nice.
It's a very smooth drive.
Big jump.
Yeah, it helped me beat Andy Blade.
I mean, that's not hard. All you have to do is be in 12th place.
It was a Division 1-less race, so we gotta move that up, I think, a little bit.
Oh, okay. So all you got to do is be in 9th place.
There you go. Simeon Naku has dropped back a little bit. Jake Keckley leading from Maconian, Naku, Wentworth, Blade, Stokes. Something I think has happened to Martin Edmonds. He's dropped behind Yevgeny Lazarenko now, down to 8th position. So after a really good race 2, not such great stuff on offering here in race 1. Or race 3, I should say.
Any truth to the rumor that Jeff Keckley is from Inner Keckenstein?
Isn't it Jake?
Yeah, sure. Wait, what did I say?
You said Jeff.
Well, everybody's Jeff today. Have you not played Jeopardy?
Andy Blade getting a little wide there, losing some spots to Wesley Stokes and to Yevgeny Lazarenko. In the background, Zarad Garunian's taking 8th place for Martin Edmond. And that's also the problem here with Maconian's dominance, is that no one else has really been constantly the guy even behind him. So he's just really pulling in the distance at this point.
Oh,
I believe that is Jeff Mukonen.
Mistake from Keckley.
Yeah,
Able to hold the lead though. I thought that was game over.
I think it's just a matter of time, unfortunately. Nothing has been able to stop that Cooper all day.
Pull a brakey. Put him in the wall.
Defense again, and I think that one did it.
Maconian got through him, I think. Yeah, Maconian to the lead. And then it's the Audi train behind him of Keckley, Wentworth, and Naku.
All Mukonen needs is a Gulf oil skin, and he'll be good.
Lazarenko has gotten up into the top 5, displacing Wesley Stokes, so a good hard fight from the Ukrainians so far. And it's a bit of a down race for Hyundai. Their top car is Wesley Stokes in 6th position.
He doesn't seem so stoked.
But once again, Honda and Lincoln Co. really struggling. Makes me wish I'd managed to get to these races and try and bring some glory to Honda. Might have actually been able to claim best in manufacturer bragging rights at least.
Best in spoiler.
Looks like we've lost Alexander Samardzik and also Charles Harrelson. So that's unfortunate. Oh, I need to remind myself to invite Charles to the Team Brightwing chat because he has joined my Formula 3 team.
Hell yeah!
I feel very gypped that you got Verstappen and we got Charlie. No offense, Charlie. But
Whoa!
I would have liked Mr. Verstappen.
Well, he's
Total
not
racism.
doing much. In
He
race
is not
3,
doing well today. No, he's down 17th place. He's having a rough time.
Ouch.
He's battling with Rochelle Guerin. That's not territory you want to be in.
Whoa!
Whoa! Simeon Neku is way off the track. Contact
blowing
with
about
Jeff
that, but totally
Wentworth. That's some nasty stuff right there. Wentworth, has he damaged himself or has he just lost a lot of momentum?
Wentworth went rogue.
That has allowed Yevgeny Lazarenko and Zerai Garunian up onto the battle for the podium, so this suddenly looks a lot better for Hyundai. Wesley Stokes also got through there into 5th place.
Loving the shoving.
A lot of shoving. Yeah, well, touring cars, of course, always a very physical form of racing. I would say rallycross and then this. That's your most physical forms of racing. And looks like Simeon Neku has rejoined in 18th position after his off-track excursion. Wesley Stokes is on the tail of Yevgeny Lazarenko. He's got Jeff Wentworth, Andy Blade 7th, Martin Edmonds 8th. Rounding off the top 10 is Richard Higgs and Jonathan Young in the Alfa Romeo.
Stokes
Wesley up
with
the
the dad.
yeah, Stokes up the inside into 4th place ahead of Lazarenko for the time being. I don't think Yevgeny's done though.
Yevgeny, he's gonna come out and put the AK right in your tire.
Mm-hmm. Yevgeny will destroy you capitalist pigs.
Decadent Westerners, they shall all pay with their transmissions.
Wesley going defensive against him here, and they've got, of course, Wentworth for company. Stunningly enough, despite the contact, this is still on pace to be Wentworth's best result of the 3 races. Verstappen's back up to 12th, so he is on a charge. We'll see if he can get higher.
With a little bump and grind.
Never mind, he's back down to 15th now, and appears to have gone off the track again.
I was gonna say, I thought I saw dirt in the background there.
And I think that was your boy.
Damn it.
He is now behind the Brazilian Wayne Medeiros. My God, this is a ridiculously tight battle from about 8th place up to, what is that, 4th place? Yeah, 4th place to 8th place. Things are real tight.
Like Lazarenko got it back there in turn 1.
Yeah, Lazarenko, Stokes. Edmonds has gotten ahead of Jeff Wentworth, who seems doomed to be in 7th place. Once again.
McConan, watch. That boy got a 4-second lead.
He is up 4 seconds over Mr. Jake Keckley. That's not a huge lead, though, honestly. But he is disappearing in the distance.
Pretty sure that's the largest lead for first in these 3 races.
Probably. I think he got up to about 6 seconds in the race, too. But
Well, he got time.
he does have about 5 minutes. So Wesley in the mix again. They're in 5th position. Now at the back of the pack is Rochelle Guerin. I wonder if something has happened there. She was up a little bit higher than that. And now towards the rear with Simeon Neku and Bo Stamper. So I wonder if maybe some incidents occurred with those 3 drivers. Wesley Stokes still in 5th place, putting the pressure on Yevgeny Lazarenko. Martin Edmonds is just watching and hoping they take each other out.
I mean, I also anticipate these things because they are entertaining to me.
Right now, there's a PayPal donation for 20 rubles in front of Yevgeny's face. Just if you could see into your heart to let Martin Edmonds up on the line. And Wesley Stokes is shaping up for a run down the inside, but nothing on yet. Zerai Garunian looking to get up into 2nd place, trying to avenge his weak 2nd race result with the podium here. And he gets the job done against Jake Keckley into 2nd place. Bo Stamper and Wayne Medeiros seem to be having a fierce struggle over 16th place.
I hear that they've thrown knives and chickens at each other.
That's possible. Would not surprise me in any way.
Why are we not watching that?
Yeah, I'm
Because racism.
Because one's a Brazilian. We're boycotting until they stop burning the Amazon rainforest.
Correct.
Get your racing and your international news here.
Correct.
Honestly, if you're getting your international news for us, you need to, I don't know. Y'all need Twitter or something.
Correct.
Facebook even, Jesus.
No.
No. Just don't accept Facebook as fact. You can get your news there, though. Evgeny Lazarenko in the Cupra is still on the tail. Wesley Stokes' Hyundai. And the Audi of Martin Edmonds and Jeff Wentworth. Andy Blades in the mix, as is Richard Higgs. Richard Higgs, 9th place, having a really solid run. And rounding off the top 10 is still the Alfa Romeo of Jonathan Young. Something's happened with Bo Stamper. He slipped to the back of the pack by some margin. Oh, Martin got a bit wide there. That's going to open some... Andy's through. Richard's through. Maybe... Oh, Martin. Martin threw away a top 10 there. He's down to 12th place behind Johnny Major. 11th place, pardon me. Wagner Bittencourt is fluctuating between 9th and 18th position, which is vastly different locations on the track, if I may say so. Johnny Major of the Academy up in the top 10, doing a great job. Putting the pressure on Jeff Wentworth and gets the job done. Johnny Major up in 9th.
Good Lord, speaking of pressure.
Wesley is all over the back of Evgeny Lazarenko, but you just cannot make Evgeny crack. Cool as a cucumber. Cool as a Ukrainian winter.
He has been trained in deepest, darkest gulag to never show expression.
Exactly.
Evgeny will never break.
He has gone through the anti-interrogation training.
Evgeny will swallow cyanide and poop you out diamonds.
We've gone a little too far, maybe.
Evgeny has known how to master physics and then can bend it to his will.
Johnny Young probably wishing this was not the last race because he's currently in that reverse grid 8th place position. And Richard Higgs is in 7th. Go Richard! Doing a great job. Putting the pressure on Andy Blade.
Bump him.
Bump him. Show him the pit maneuver.
I used to have a dog named Nico.
How did that come into this?
I saw Katzberg.
Nicky Katzberg, yes.
Yes.
Oh, Gabrielle Tarquini versus Nicky Katzberg, former Lada teammates. Richard Higgs has taken Andy Blade's 6th place.
Evgeny desires you race Ladas.
The Higgs is on the charge. I mean, racing Ladas is an option.
Evgeny requests you race Ladas because they are premium Soviet ultimate machine.
I always found it weird that Lada
distance any Ferrari.
I always found it weird that Lada pulled out its manufacturer support in WTC once the team actually became good.
Dang, Lazarenko got him.
Yep, Lazarenko did get Wesley.
There at the last corner.
So Makonian completes the hat trick ahead of Garunian and Keckley. Then it is Lazarenko, Stokes, Higgs, Blade, Young, Major, Wentworth. Martin Edmonds, what the hell happened? 11th place. Ahead of Paul Dark. John Peacha, 13th. Johnny the Peach. Go, boy. Christoph Verstreppen. Then it is Simeon Naku. The man you ride with right now, Wayne Medeiros, in 16th place ahead of Rochelle Guerin. And it looks like Bo Stamper is the last
Wayne,
of the
don't call me
riders.
Hutcherson. Medeiros.
Indeed. Looks like we lost Wagner Bittencourt towards the end. He is down a lap, which suggests that his car was unable to make it to the end.
And Naku had some trouble there.
Well, we saw him get spun around by Jeff Wentworth, if you recall.
Oh, it must have been when I wasn't paying attention.
You definitely reacted to it, so it was definitely there.
Oh, okay.
And that's the end of the video. So there
What?
you go. Join us next time for 3D Speed, because we're doing that right now.
No. Okay, good.